Hello and welcome to Green and Gold Game Time, a new show bringing you all the latest and greatest in Brockport athletics. I'm your host, Mike Rose. Let's get into this week's action. We begin with Brockport women's basketball as they opened the SUNYAC playoffs. Taking a look at the bracket, the Golden Eagles secured the number 4 seed after closing on a 4-game winning streak. They played host to number 5 seed Oswego. On this night, it was the Macy DiOrio show. She gets free at the top of the key and drills it to start the scoring in this one. Won't be the last you see of her in this highlight. There she is again, second triple of the night for DiOrio. On the other side for the Golden Eagles, Zara Hanna, bucket plus the foul. She scored 15 of her team-high 23 in the first half, but it was all DiOrio on this night. She drills another there to extend the lead out to 14. Late stages of the second half now, Julia Logano with the offensive rebound. Gets it out to DiOrio. Book it, her 4th-3 of the first half, but she was not done there. DiOrio once again open on the left wing. You bet, 5th-3 of the first half as she continued to light up this Golden Eagles defense. Final 2 minutes here in the first half, and there's number 6 for DiOrio on the right wing. And then DiOrio moving triple, 7th-3 of the first half. She would shoot 7 of 7 with 23 points for Macy DiOrio in the first half as Oswego took a 37-19 lead into the halftime break. And out of the locker room, same story. DiOrio open again, her 8th three-pointer of the game, tying the SUNYAC single-game playoff record. She finished with 30 points as Oswego cruised to a 70-47 victory. Despite the loss, the Golden Eagles put together one of their best seasons in a long time. They finished the season 14-12, their best record since the 2008-2009 season, and their first season over 500 under head coach Corinne Jones. One of the big reasons for the Golden Eagles' success this season was forward Zoe Zutes, who joins us in the studio now. Zoe, appreciate you joining us.
Of course.
So starting off, gotta ask you this. You have 1 year of eligibility left. No chance at all you're coming back next season.
No, not unless somebody wants to throw me $20,000, then I'll think about it.
So just take me through what went into your decision to forego your last year of eligibility, especially in a time now where a lot of athletes are trying to stay longer, trying to add that extra eligibility, and you're kind of going in the opposite direction.
I've always thought of myself as a student athlete, really more than an athlete itself. Believe it or not, I've got a 3.99 GPA, and school's kind of always been my top priority. And I almost think of basketball as almost like a side quest, and it's kind of fun to do. But I really focus on academics in the long run. So.
Well, if it's a side quest, you excelled this season. Final season as a Golden Eagle, you helped spearhead one of the best seasons here in a long time, best record since 2008-2009. What allowed you personally to take the leap in your game that you did this season?
Just confidence, self-confidence, and all of my teammates having confidence in me. I haven't done anything different since last year. Like I said in a different interview, I haven't touched a basketball since last season, so it's not like I'm shooting the ball different or I'm doing any crazy workouts. When I shoot and I know the ball's going in, it's going to go in, and that's the only difference between last year and this year.
And obviously, in particular, your three-point shooting took a massive leap this season. You shot 15% on just about 32 attempts from three-point range last season. This year, you lead the conference in three-point percentage. You said you hadn't touched a basketball since last season. How do you go from being, someone who doesn't even really shoot threes to having that kind of production?
Like I said, I wasn't really doing anything different. Our offensive system changed a little bit, and it kind of allowed me to play outside the paint a little bit more. I am not the biggest forward in the SUNYAC, so I kind of have to find different ways to score. And once you see a few shots going in, it's kind of contagious, and you just want to keep seeing it go in, and I think that was really the only difference.
We got to talk about Tuesday. Obviously, you took on Oswego in the SUNYAC playoffs, and you guys were playing as good as anybody in the conference going into that game. What do you think went wrong? You've had a couple days kind of reflect on it in that game where you guys ended up on the wrong end of that thing.
I think we couldn't hit shots, and I think that they wanted it more in the moment. From our warm-ups, it was kind of lacking energy and lacking kind of a lot of what we typically bring to warm-ups. And if you've watched any of our warm-ups, what we do then kind of dictates how we play in a game. And just our, not necessarily our bench energy, but even just our baseline energy wasn't there. And so I think shooting and making shots is contagious, and we just couldn't start to even start it up. So,
obviously, barring the GoFundMe campaign, you've played your last game here at Brockport. You're going to leave with your name in the record books here a little bit. Second all-time in blocks, 11th for three-pointers made in a single season. How do you hope you're remembered for your time here as a Golden Eagle?
I just hope I'm remembered as a hard worker and a good teammate. Freshman year was pretty tough, and I've seen a lot of people come and go through this program, and I've been a captain for 2 years, and being a captain so young, I think it taught me how to connect with my teammates and how to really communicate and develop friendships outside of just teammates, and I really hope that people remember me as a friend and a good player.
So we appreciate you coming on our first episode here, and good luck moving forward in whatever you're doing after you graduate from Brockport.
Thank you.
Coming up, Brockport hockey and men's basketball began their quest to make a push into the SUNYAC postseason. We'll have those highlights coming up after the break. Welcome back to Green and Gold Game Time. Brockport hockey began its quest for a SUNYAC title as the number 5 seed entering the postseason. They went on the road to take on number 4 seed Cortland. Let's take a look at the highlights. Pick it up late in the first period. Nick Karkostis scoops up the loose puck, fires it home, 1-0 Red Dragons. Second period now, Cortland 2-0 as Berkey pounces on a rebound to extend the lead to 3. And then it's a pass in front that's tipped home by Evan Beaudry. All Red Dragons, 4-0. They take the lead. The Golden Eagles responded in the third. Nice move there from Spencer Flansburgh as he buries it top shelf. But then it would be Birdie once again as he fired into the empty net. 5-1 the final as the Red Dragons winners on this night, and they move on to take on Oswego in the semifinals. Moving on to Brockport gymnastics in action this past weekend as they headed out to Ithaca to continue their winning ways, and they did just that, and they made some history along the way. Freshman Liana Kay set a new Brockport record on the balance beam with a score of 9.875, while Rachel Swick joined her in rewriting the record books with a 9.875 of her own on the bars. Marna Ramo took first place on the vault, while Lakin Soy and Kristen Paltry tied for second place on the floor. The Golden Eagles secured 2 of the top 3 finishers in all 4 events on the meet, and they won 192.050 to 187.550. Brockport men's basketball also began its quest for a SUNYAC title. The Golden Eagles hosting Oneonta out of the gates, 3 seed versus the 6 seed, and early on it's the Golden Eagles in transition. Tony Arnold on the break drops it off for Saquon Wester, and he's able to flush it home for an easy 2. Later in the first half, Wester steps into a triple, drills it. Golden Eagles in control early on. We skip final 30 seconds of the first half. Shot no good from Graham Wooden, but inside Xavier Hill. Offensive rebound, able to spin inside, powered up for 2. Red Dragons trailed by 1 at the break, but in the second half, they took control of the game, leading by 11. A steal in transition. It's going to be Graham Wooden once again, knocking down a triple this time. He had 15 of his 19 in the second half. Brockport trying to hang around late. It's Wester, right wing 3. He got it, but it wouldn't be enough for the Golden Eagles. Wester finished with 19, but ultimately Brockport would fall 75-68 as Oneonta moves on in the bracket. Although Brockport ultimately fell, they certainly have a bright future in front of them. Brockport returns its top 9 players from this season in minutes played, including Makai Beckett and Kobe Jordan, who will make their returns from injury next season. That's going to do it for this week's episode of Green and Gold Game Time. Tune in next week when we put a bow on the remaining winter sports postseason actions, as well as dive into the upcoming spring sports slate. For now, Mike Rose signing off. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.